This episode is brought to you by Saks Fifth Avenue. Well, first and foremost, Saks Fifth Avenue carries favorite daughter. That's first and foremost.
They've been a very good partner for us.
They've been a great partner for us. They have a very, very chic, curated section of favorite daughter. You know, all different retailers do their own curations. Saks's curation is just chic, chic, chic. It is the woman who is doing it all. She runs a business. She runs a household. She runs her friend group. She's me. She's me.
The thing that I've been most proud about with our relationship with Saks is our SNL 50th anniversary collab, which was an exclusive with Saks, and it came through them, and that was very cool. Highlight of my career.
Saks is just like, you just know you're going to walk in there, you're going to go on their website. Everything's good there. Everything's good. There's really no weak links, you know? Everything is just chic and elevated. Those buyers do not mess around. I mean, they have always been quick to say to us, that's not for us.
Saks is just elevated. You can find everything that you need there, top to bottom. They have everything, and they have so many great locations. Their Fifth Avenue store is iconic.
Don't even get me started on the Beverly Hills store. Don't get me started.
Why don't we get you started? We have the time.
It's just an experience. When you walk in that store, it's just, you've been to the Beverly Hills store. It's like a museum. It's a museum. You walk in, it's just, and it inspires you. Saks inspires me to look better.
Oh, well, because they put things together very well.
Yes.
And they've been a great partner to us. Favorite daughter loves being at Saks.
I've said all this.
Okay. Well, but you should go to Saks and experience the store in person, and
also,
go to Beverly Hills, go to Saks Fifth Avenue.
Take a seat. Just take a seat.
Oh, okay. We'll shop favorite daughter there. Can I say
that?
Take
a seat. You. Now that I'm looking at you, you need to take a trip to Saks today.
Oh,
you should head there. You should actually put the mic down and head there now.
Oh my God. All right, fine. I'm going to go right now. Will you drive me actually?
No.
Should I get out of my robe?
That would be nice. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Give us a call to action, Erin.
Okay. Honestly, the call to action is just shopsaks.com.
Right.
That's all you got to do. Shopsaks.com.
The guy that measures his son's erections while he's sleeping.
Wait, seriously? He didn't discuss that, but he did show us a device that apparently is very good for erections. He did do that. Yeah.
Good for erections.
He also had a device. He's like, put your face in this thing and it's going to tell you how old your face is. I go, why the fuck would I do that?
Wait, how old was your face?
I didn't do it.
Welcome, new people. You should know that we are never prepared. We are always wearing sweats. We're never wearing makeup.
I would almost consider myself the MC of this podcast. I am the narrator.
So welcome. We hope you enjoy this. Okay, I'm scared to intro Gwyneth because we're going to say a bunch of nice things about her and be like, she's amazing. She can do everything and anything and looks good. But we can't live like that anymore. Sucking up to every celeb we meet.
We made a pact. We were like, we can't interview celebrities because it's like we're so unhinged. People really hate me when I interview celebrities because I'm so afraid to make them feel like they're on the spot or they're just always getting hammered with hard-hitting questions. And so I always like to go the other direction. I'm always like, thank you so much for being here. Your busy schedule. That's over. That's the old me.
No, it's such a
The
snooze.
old me is like, who did your tits?
Yeah, you never said that to her though.
I know. I'll do it with the next celebrity. No, I know. Her boobs are real. So I already knew.
Another annoying thing about her.
I know.
Anyway, guys, this is a great episode. We actually are being real with her. Okay, we're not sucking up to her the whole time.
Should we say who's on?
She has great. Well, they know it's Gwyneth Paltrow because it says it in the title of the episode.
No, you need to say it.
Okay, this episode is with Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth fucking Paltrow, okay?
Oh my God.
We ask her real questions, okay? There could be headlines from this, all right? I'm sure we'll push it out to the press. You'll see it. It's a good episode.
I'm never, there's never a dull moment with her, ever, because she is so well-read, so well-spoken, so informed.
I don't even want to say how I really feel about her.
But forget that. She's cool as shit. She is one of my favorite friends. She is truly one of my favorite friends because
you
always
have no friends, but
that's true. You always know where you stand with her. You never don't know where you stand with her. She's a girl's
friendship.
Girl. She's a girl's girl.
All right, listen. Everybody got to listen.
Jesus.
We can't make our we can't make our intros 10 minutes long. I mean, boring for people.
We don't even need to do an intro. It's Gwyneth Paltrow. I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow doesn't need an intro.
No intro needed. Watch us, harass her, abuse her, not be nice to her.
Erin. Oh. Those are not words that we should use.
Okay, got it. Anyway, it's a great episode. Enjoy.
Did I do it right?
Let
Okay,
the
good.
record show that Gwyneth Paltrow doesn't have people doing her mics.
I know. It's a good point, honestly.
I mean, you're literally Gwyneth Paltrow.
way
You're
less
sitting
famous
there.
people have other people do it for them.
Yeah, you're like sitting there going, now where's the icon? Like, this is
Okay, Gwyneth, I have to start by saying this.
whoa. You're just
Okay.
going right
Sorry.
in.
Sarah and I are really, really, really bad at interviewing celebrities because what we do is we kiss their ass the whole time and like compliment them the whole time and don't ask like really like fun, spicy questions. And so we are like really trying to be better at it and be like a little cooler. And
We're so bad that even Kim was like, you guys,
like ask me real questions.
What the fuck? Why are you not asking
We're
me
like
anything?
so respectful.
We're too respectful.
Okay, let's not be today, guys.
Yeah. So we're going to not respect you. Okay.
Yeah. I want to be the guinea pig for the hard hitting celebrity interview style that's going to take over the world's best podcast, first podcast.
Can you imagine if we called it the world's best podcast? Like even for us, that would be dark.
It would be awesome.
Well, okay. I was going to say you look great, but then that's really like way too nice. So,
I know, but she
Delete
does
that.
look so good.
you look fine.
Edit it out.
You look fine. Seen better.
Erin, this is going the wrong
Sorry,
direction.
no, I'm not going to go the other way, though. I'm not going to go the
this is
other way. I
good.
promise.
This is good.
Sarah, why don't you start by talking about how you and Gwyneth didn't like each other? Okay.
No, she didn't like me.
She
Gwyneth,
claims you didn't like her.
you did no. Let's just be real, okay? Let's be real because a lot of the questions were, tell us how your friendship started. Tell us how you met. Tell us all those things. And I was saying to Erin, I was like, well, it's really funny because for so many years, Gwyneth was good friends with Kate, who was my best friend. But you would not come around a lot because you lived in London. So you would like dip in and you were so famous. I mean, you still are so famous, but it was shocking. I'd walk into Kate's and I'm like, Gwyneth Paltrow's like sitting on the sofa. Like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to say hi? Am I supposed to interject in the Erin's already dying.
She would give me the stink eye every time I was in the room. I swear to God. And like mean girl me to the max. Like I was so intimidated. This like most beautiful girl with the perfect body, like 10 years younger than me, like giving me the stink eye. I was like so intimidated by her.
Sarah, why were you doing that? Were you doing because you were like intimidated by her, by Gwyneth? So then you were like
I think so. I think I was like, I think I was.
Times.
I think if I'm really delayering and in this new era of being vulnerable and like a real human, I'm sure that's what it was. Here I am. I'm like, I don't know what I was in my mid 20s. I guess that's when we would have met. Yeah. And I'm like, I have nothing to show for anything. I'm just this person here. You and Kate are so important. And so that, so maybe my defense mechanism was to just be like, well, whatever. I'm not even that into you anyway. I don't know.
Right. Listen, the number of times that I've felt like I think someone's so cool and it's so obvious, the way that I combat that is then like I come across like bitchy to them. And it's really because I'm uncomfortable. I've really tried to work on that in my
guys. Who modeled this for you in your house?
It's horrible, right?
Girl, come on.
The weird thing is that our mom is the opposite. She walks straight up to someone and goes, "You are gorgeous. You are
so
amazing."
Annoying. So annoying.
I love when she does that. It's so nice. She
does it to everyone, not celebrities. Like she does it to like a person at the gas station. She's like, "Can I just say you are gorgeous?" And we have to be a little bit more like Rebecca.
Okay,
you
so
remember on Kate's 30th birthday? So how long ago was that now? Is Kate, how old is she?
It's her birthday tomorrow.
Are we allowed to say that?
Of course we're allowed to say it. Why not?
I don't know. People are funny about age.
She's turning 45 or 46. She's 2 years older than me.
Okay, so this is 15, 16 years ago. It was Kate's 30th birthday, and I was in LA from London doing Iron Man 2, I think. Anyway, there was like the big party, and then Kate was like, "Oh, we're having this small barbecue like tomorrow or something." And I said to Erin, I was like trying to break the ice. I said to Sarah, I was trying to break the ice. I was like, "Are you going to this like thing tomorrow?" And she's like, "It's not a thing, first of all." And I was like, "Oh, me Lord." She hates
Sarah.
my guts.
Oh my God. She's like a raging bitch.
Totally. But then I don't know what happened because then at some point I like really, really fell in love with you. And I
How did
can't
it
remember.
happen?
Do you remember?
It's like such a big change.
I don't know. I mean, listen, you are somebody, I have to just say it. You are, when you
You're gonna
walk
kiss
in
her
the
ass.
room, no, I'm not going to, no, because she's actually now like a very dear friend of mine who I feel like is a sister in some ways and all the things. So I do have to say, you are the kind of person, and everybody says this about you. This isn't just me. You have clear boundaries. You know who you are. You know what you want in your life. You know what you don't want in your life. And you are an energy so strong that when you're in the room, everyone knows it and everyone gravitates to it. So I think it was sort of like inevitable that I was going to find my way.
You like couldn't
back
fight it any
to
longer.
you.
You couldn't fight it.
I couldn't fight it. I couldn't fight it. So I don't fully remember what the shift was, but there was a lot of space because you weren't living in LA.
But
Right.
but this makes
it was
me
when
ask,
I moved to LA like 10, 12 years ago that we really
but
became
Gwyneth,
friends.
if you think someone doesn't like you, do
Yeah.
you have an instinct of like, I want to win them over, or are you like enemy for life? Like, for instance, I work with Jenny Connor now, who's a good friend of
Yes.
your guys's, and she has this like very interesting quality that she talks about, where if she feels like someone doesn't like her, even if it's like a waiter or something, she's like, I am going to win that person over and I'm going to make them like me. Whereas if I think someone doesn't like me, I just double down and I'm like, they're lost forever.
No,
And I guess we're
Gwyneth
just
doesn't
enemies.
give a fuck, but I'll let her answer.
Well, I have to say, it's like I used to really, really care. I used to take things incredibly personally and be a real people pleaser, which caused a whole bunch of problems in my life. And it's funny because now if I feel like someone doesn't like me or they're, I internally, because I am always fighting this self-esteem thing of like, I'm a bad person or I'm in trouble or I did something wrong, which comes from my childhood. That's my first instinct, is to think like, oh my God, like I have to do something to make them like me. But then I sort of talk to myself and I'm like, we're not going to go into this mode. Like, don't project onto somebody. Like, if someone's meant for you, they'll be meant for you. But like, so I use it as an opportunity to work on myself now if I feel like someone doesn't like me.
I don't know. You always are you're an evolved person. Let's be clear. You have your shit. You have the things you deal with all the time. You're
Yes.
a normal person. But when you and I first started becoming close, I was so taken aback by, you have zero FOMO. You have zero jealousy. You have
True.
zero, Gwyneth is the kind of person, which is the opposite of most girls, where she doesn't come from this place of like, oh, well, I introduced you to. So if you're going to dinner, you also need to invite me. Like there is none of that.
No way. No way.
Sarah's like, I'm the opposite.
Yeah, she knows. No, I've gotten better.
Sarah's like, I introduced you to mom. Okay. You can just use her whatever you want, Erin. I knew her first. I'm like, what? Like she's territorial over her mother. I don't even like have rights to her.
That's incredible.
Oh man.
That's so nice. Listen, I don't know why I don't have FOMO. I don't
either.
I really don't. I have JOMO. I have joy of missing out.
But were you always like that? Because I missed you in your 20s. Like I wish we were friends then. You never had FOMO.
Not really. I don't know. I mean, I remember like, obviously sometimes things happen and you're like, oh wait, like I would have actually, oh boy, why is my house like Grand Central
I don't know.
Station?
Don't you have like 8 assistants? What's happening over there?
No, I don't.
I know. She doesn't, guys. She's in Montecito, which I think I can say that because everyone knows that's where you
that. That's okay. But I think I've just, my mom kind of like very early on, I remember I was auditioning for this Woody Allen movie and I was maybe 19 or something like that. And it was my dream to be in a Woody Allen movie. And I went in like 6 times for this thing and it was between me and one other young woman.
Do you know who it was?
Yes. I'll tell you after. Because anyway, it ended up, she ended up not doing it. The person I was like going up against. Anyway, I didn't get the part and I was devastated. And I thought really my career is over, the way you think when you really want something and you don't get it. And I said to my mom, like, I was so upset. I was teary and I was like, I don't even understand. Like, so-and-so's not even that good. Like, and she was like, wait a second. Don't you ever disparage another woman ever. She said, if you don't get a part, that just means it wasn't your part. And there will be parts for you, but don't hold on to the energy of something is yours if it's not yours. You will be miserable in life. And
that's
so,
so interesting.
And then that
thought
moment
that it's yours.
She's like, it's not yours. It's okay. It's just not yours. So don't hold on to it like it's yours, because you'll be angry. You'll say things you don't mean. You'll be a smaller person. Just don't do that. And it really changed not only the way that I approached competition with other women, which like it totally dissolved that idea for me. I think it just kind of like imbued me with this idea that what's yours is yours and what's not is not. And like, that's where we get so upset. It's like, if you don't get invited to something and we feel like I'm left out, like you're going to sit home and be, but if that, it just wasn't meant for you to go. So it's okay.
Blending
You know what I mean?
that ideology to every category and aspect in your life. I mean, like the guy, he just wasn't meant for me.
That's
That
right.
job, right. That investment wasn't meant for me. That dinner invitation wasn't meant for me. It's such reframing and looking at every single thing like that.
Because if you think of it as yours, then it's like someone else has something that's yours. But if it's not yours, they don't have something that's yours. They have their thing.
Exactly.
I love that. Okay, so Gwyneth, this leads me to an interesting question that someone had for you. What's a core belief that you had most of your life that changed as you aged?
I really think that I thought on some level I had the power to change people. Like if I was just good enough, or I worked hard enough, or I was perfect enough, like I could bring them around. I could heal the thing. And it's just not fucking true.
So you don't try as much to do that anymore?
I never try to change people, ever. Never. And in fact, it's so liberating. It's like, I think we have the instinct to do that, right? It's like, even with our own kids, it's like, oh gosh, I wish you would like choose this path instead of that. Or I wish you would, or like in an intimate relationship. But I just realized like, it just leads nowhere. Like it's not.
The person that I try to change the most in my life is right there.
Me?
Sara.
Why? She's perfect. Don't change her.
No, but listen, that has been a huge source of contention for us having to navigate. We are very different people. It is not your job to change me. We are not going to handle situations the same. We are not going to feel the same way about situations. We don't even think we had the same childhood. And it's taken so long. We realize it. So many of our fights and disagreements and was this, and I don't mean to blame you, Erin, but it does come more from Erin, where if I don't feel the same way about a situation, or which of course I don't, she's like, it infuriates her. And maybe similar me, but I think it's more for Erin. But we now know that.
Yeah, you want to, like, it's an interesting thing because it's like you want your sister to validate your worldview, but there's also something slightly codependent about wanting somebody to, or I should say something slightly codependent about feeling disappointed or betrayed if they don't feel the same way that you feel.
I mean, also, Sara and I are in like a marriage because we do so many things together. And when you have a partner.
Which is so beautiful. Can I just say that for 1 second? Like, it's just, I love what you guys co-create together in so many channels. It's like amazing.
Thanks. It really is cool. But it's like, it's kind of like in a marriage, it's like how you raise children or something. Yes, you can't control the way the other person does something, but in a way, they're kind of deciding things for you, right? Like they are giving your children the lessons that they are giving them. You can't, that changes your children's lives. So for Sara and I, like when we run a business or how we, handle issues that come up or decisions that we make, it's what's challenging is that like sometimes she dictates the way that things go because of how she wants to do them. And it's so hard to not want it to be the way that I think is right, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's not like some behavior of people, it doesn't really affect you. You're just judging them. And I do that too, to be clear.
I was about to say she does that a lot.
And I do that too. But with Sara, it's like affecting our life. And so it's like, oh, well, this is how I want us to run a business, or this is how I want us to run a company, or this is how I want us to do this thing. And so it gets,
but think
gets
about
hard.
like the opportunity that, like, I always think that in life, that's where the best opportunities come from is friction. It's like, think about the opportunity that you guys have. If you don't agree on something, to sit down and elevate and like really talk about something in a way, work it through in a productive way, in a way that's not antagonistic, in a way that's not triggered, like, and arrive at a solution together. And then like how that deepens your relationship as sisters.
Yeah. I mean, learning to listen to each other and respect each other's opinion without shutting it down right away has been a huge, huge shift in our relationship. Just like the way we talk to each other, because we have had to work on this, because you cannot problem solve the way that we used to problem solve, which is screaming at each other. You can't really do that. Anyway, it's not about us.
But it's making me think about you and your trajectory. You've been on kind of like a solo mission, right? Whereas Erin and I are so deeply embedded and we rely on each other so much and we divide and conquer. You, from the age of 16 is when you started your acting career, starting Goop by yourself. I mean, you've been doing this solo. Forever.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know. I think I wish I had a co-founder a lot of the time.
You do?
You know? Yeah, of course. I mean, I think that having a co-founder is just somebody to share the burden with, somebody to divvy up the like operational execution, to share the stress if your bank collapses or whatever else the fuck has gone on since, I started. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to swear.
Yeah, you are. You are. Yeah, you are.
Okay.
We do it all the time.
It's like, it's so hard, as you guys know, starting a business, running a business, scaling a business, all the roadblocks you hit at every turn. I mean, I think having a co-founder is so nice to not be lonely in it,
But we actually don't know, because we didn't do it the way you did it. We have each other and we have a partner. We're in a joint venture. So we have a partner handling operations, handling supply chain, handling the due diligence and the back office and all of that.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I should have done it your way.
Yeah, seriously.
Honey, I think it's working out just fine for you, which brings me to Goop Kitchen. We have to talk about, we're going to be all over the place. We're not following, a question guide here, but
correct.
I will be remiss if I forget to mention, how the fuck do you constantly manage, and I don't care if this is kiss assy, to just, when you do something, you just do it right. You're the first person that wants to start a blog.
There's probably good tips on how she does things right.
I will never forget being in Florida, in Bradenton, Florida, 2007, 2008, what was this? And I got my first Goop newsletter with a salad dressing. And I remember being like, Tommy, I'm going to make a homemade meal tonight. And I copied verbatim whatever was in this Goop newsletter. Oh my God, look at that dog. Wait,
Sarah,
is that a Pomeranian?
Like you like dogs.
No, but her dogs are clean and beautiful.
Okay.
He's the last remaining dog. The other two died.
Oh.
I know. I don't know what he is. He's a mutt. So cute.
Of course, you got a gorgeous mutt, right? It doesn't look like a mutt. It looks like a gorgeous.
It really does look like a purebred mutt.
Like a purebred mutt that Gwyneth Paltrow found. Gwyneth Paltrow found the only purebred mutt.
He's not purebred. He's like
he looks like one. He looks like, okay, Gwyneth, fun question.
Wait, I was talking.
What were you saying, Sarah? You were about to like, about
I was
how
talking,
amazing
I was just talking about the newsletter, and I was just saying all these iterations of what she does, she just finds a way for it to resonate with the people. She just finds a way. So I was talking about Goop Kitchen. And it's like, I remember when you were like, I think I'm going to start doing food. And I remember thinking like, that's hard. Like, that's a hard nut to crack. But it is authentic from the very beginning to who you are. Wellness, food, this is how you live your life. This is what you talk to with your girlfriend. So it makes sense that you're bringing it to the masses. But when you started Goop Kitchen, could you have imagined that it would have resonated with all of us, with the people, as much as it has, or no?
I mean, I think when I set out to do something, I set out to do it really well. Like, I don't cut corners. I want to deliver something really special to people, whether it's a moisturizer or a salad or
I'm wearing your moisturizer right now.
You are?
I'm on a subscription. I get it once a month.
Oh my God. Thank you.
She pays full price. She pays full price.
I do.
What?
I do. I have no discount.
I'm going to give you the friends and family. You didn't give her your friends and family code, Sarah?
Sarah.
What?
No, she's rich, Gwyneth. She should pay full price.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
fine.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, go back. You do everything
Sarah has the
perfectly. You
code.
don't cut corners. I like it.
No, I think, I don't want to go like too far down a rabbit hole, but I really do think, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately as I observe what's happening in the landscape. Like, we as a country have gotten so obsessed with profit.
Yes.
It's like profitability drives everything. And you know what happens
So
when you're what's in the center of your bullseye is profitability. You're trying to make more
corners.
margin. And so you want to do things for cheaper and charge more. Like, that's totally antithetical to the way that I think. I want to deliver something beautiful and emotional and well thought out with incredible quality across all the things that we do. And you're right. Like, food is hard. It's a difficult category. And therefore I don't think it's been done perfectly yet in a mass way. And I would like to try to do the impossible, which is like maintain the quality that you get from the first Goop Kitchen when we're at 100 Goop Kitchens or 1,000 Goop Kitchens.
I think about that all the time. Like 100 years ago, you're getting your eggs from a small chicken coop and these chickens are living a good life, right? And now you have like a factory of thousands of chickens being run through something, and like everything is compromised in some way. Everything is it's stressed because you have to constantly turn over profit, and like it's an obsession in this country.
Absolutely.
And
you're
it's
absolutely
not
right.
like you are proud that you're running a business. It's like, if you're not up 50% every single year, then your business isn't valuable. And it's like, it is valuable if people use something, like something, enjoy something. Like, we talk about this at Favorite Daughter all the time, that like, I do not want to raise our prices. I do not want to do things to create a bigger margin and a less quality experience for the customer. I hate the concept of that, but there's always pressure on you to do it.
Yeah. And what about with the tariffs? How are you guys going to handle that?
We're fucked.
No, we're not fucked. We're mitigating like everybody else. We're like, okay, maybe 10% we can do this here. Maybe
if it's 10%, we can function. But if it's like the 45, like,
well, no. If things stay the way they are, there's you can't even mitigate. You can't mitigate 150%.
No, I mean, it's very challenging. It's changing for sure. Our bottom line.
Speaking of food, by the way, guys, I had dinner at that guy Brian Johnson's house last night.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
The guy that says he's going to live forever and don't die.
The guy that measures his son's erections while he's sleeping.
Wait, seriously?
He didn't discuss that, but he did show us a device that apparently is very good for erections. He did do that, yeah.
But what is the device that's good for erections?
He also had a device. He's like, put your face in this thing and it's going to tell you how old your face is. I go, why the fuck would I do that?
Wait, how old was your face?
I didn't do it.
Oh, you were scared it was going to say your face is the age you are. But what's his obsession with erections?
I think it's a measure of, overall virility and, it's like a metric that longevity people, I guess, use. I don't know.
Well, then we've got a lot of longevity in my household.
What made me bring him up is that he was telling us that a lot of the organic lentils, for instance, that like we might find in a supermarket or something, the manure is human manure. You guys, I threw up. Like, I actually...
What are you talking about? Where's he getting this?
What?
I don't know. Google, as I always say on the pod, fact check me. But
Right.
he said that that's what he said. Have you guys not heard? If you two haven't heard about this, then I question it.
No. I was just given a link to a very, very clean source for grains that you buy online. And
What is it?
let me tell you right now.
Oh yeah, by the way,
I'm on a
have you not
text
heard
chat.
about Erin's wellness chat? It's like it's like the chat that every woman is trying to get onto, and she doesn't let anyone on because she's such a.
It's very exclusive.
Erin, are you not going to add me to this chat?
Honestly, you'd be a good ad. It's called Don't Be Toxic.
Okay, can you please add me? I'm
It's
No
serious.
one can get. No one can get on
non-toxic.
this chat. It's like crazy. I've asked her
Erin
50
is going to
times.
put me on this chat because I think I can contribute.
I think that you'd be a very good
Oh,
contributor.
she'll be
Okay.
excited to invite you. Trust me.
I would love to have you on.
Thank you. I'm
Okay.
serious. Please add.
It's called Meadowlark Organics. It is it's where you order all your grains from. It is organic buckwheat, soft white pastry, organic rye, all-purpose flour, all these things.
Meadow what?
Meadowlark Organics.
Meadowlark Organics.
I mean, Erin, you're about to really
Blow up the chat. The
Blow
chat's
up the
very
chat.
It's very small. It is not a big chat. There's like eight women that are committed to non-toxic living. We
The
share
fact that I'm not already on this
I
chat
know.
is really weird.
I know. I agree with you.
Erin, have you tried the Skims push-up bra? I don't think you have. Have you tried it? No, you
Yeah.
haven't.
I
Oh, you
haven't
have tried it.
It's crazy.
It is the best. You don't even, why did I get a boob job? Why did I get a boob job? You don't need a boob job if you have this push-up bra. It makes your boobs look so round, so full, very high, obviously.
Obviously.
Just everything you do, by the way, have you also seen that she has, it's totally sold out, but it's like shapewear that makes your butt look bigger. So it's like a padded.
Well, Sarah, you're very excited about this.
Oh my God. Wait, I actually am so excited about it because it was sold out.
Fireworks just went off in Sarah's video.
Because by the way, it was sold out before I could get it.
By the way, push-up bras are back, and it's very 90s.
Did they ever go away?
Not for you, but for most people. Skims basically has this viral Skims Ultimate Bra, and it is an amazing push-up bra. They're back.
I don't think they ever went away, but Skims does everything great. I would also like to say their swim, the best.
Yeah.
The
It's not what
best.
we're promoting, but it's really good.
I know it's not what we're promoting, but you guys got to know the swim is the best. The underwear is the best. It's all the best.
It's true. So shop Skims Ultimate Bra Collection and more at skims.com and Skims LA flagship on Sunset Boulevard. After you place your order, please be sure to let them know that we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows.
You know I'm the supplement queen and I'm always researching what are the ingredients I need? What are the ingredients I'm not using? Let's look into all the latest anti-aging, longevity, all the things. Everyone is talking about Fatty 15. This is some science that only exists in Fatty 15.
Do you want to explain what it is?
This is the first essential fatty acid to be discovered in more than 90 years. Okay, that's a very long time. It is an incredible scientific breakthrough to support our long-term health and wellness.
It's based on over 100 studies. We now know that C15 strengthens our cells and is a key longevity enhancing nutrient. So it helps to slow biological aging at the cellular level. In fact, our cells don't even have enough C15. They become fragile and they age faster. And so when our cells age, our bodies age too.
Yeah.
So it eventually led to this study finding that the first new nutritional deficiency in 75 years is called cellular fragility syndrome. Okay, it's from a lack of the essential fatty acid C15. So basically, you're going to take C15 and you're going to reverse in age.
I don't know that you can claim that, but as many as 1 in 3 people worldwide may have low C15 levels in cellular fragility syndrome. Aging is all happening in the cells, babe. So if they have found this thing that's going to deal with that, I don't know, sign me up.
So Fatty 15 is on a mission to optimize your C15 levels to help you live healthier, longer. You can get an additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/Foster and using the code Foster at checkout.
I think you know what, Erin? I saw the pep in your step change. I saw it. You went and hydrated yourself with some Element. You came back and you were a different person.
I needed it.
You looked a little.
I went from a 0 to a hero. No.
You weren't a 0. You were like a 4. You were like at a 4. You were a little lethargic. You were a little low. You didn't have a lot of color. You went, you hydrated, you had your electrolytes. You came back. You were like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I saw the
Anyway,
shift.
we know I'm all about clean, and Element is clean. Element is a 0 sugar electrolyte drink mix. It is delicious. It tastes salty, and it also tastes a little sweet. Simon's addicted to it, like actually addicted to it, where I've had to say to him, you got to chill. I'm like, you got to chill on the Element because you drink it way too much. You have it 50 times a day, and you got to like everything in moderation, you know?
He never has headaches. He has not a line on his face. He's so hydrated.
He's so hydrated. The most important thing is that Element has no sugar, and they have no other dodgy ingredients that are in so many of the popular electrolyte drinks that we will not mention. Also, electrolyte deficiency, it can cause headaches, cramp, fatigue, brain fog, weakness. Like there's so many things that we don't realize is hydration.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Dehydration is the cause of many, many problems that you would not necessarily link to dehydration. So get yourself some Element.
They have so many flavors.
They have a new one. Did you see the lemonade one? It just came yesterday.
No,
I
haven't seen it. But Simon loves the drinks in the cans. He's addicted to them, like I said.
Yeah.
When we drove down to the desert at 7:30 in the morning, I was like, you're drinking an Element already on a long drive to Palm Springs. Like, you're going to have to pee soon.
Well, it's great to do an Element before your first cup of coffee because you're hydrating and then you're dehydrating. So
I'm a coffee first person, but then I do it later in the afternoon when I'm having my slump. Anyway, try Element totally risk-free. Right now, Element is offering a free sample pack with any purchase. That is 8 single serving packets for free with any Element order. It's a great way to try all 8 flavors. Get yours at drinkelement.com/Foster. This deal is only available through our link. You have to go to drinklmnt.com/Foster.
This brings me to another question. What is if you had to get rid of every single group chat, your family not included, what group chat would you keep? And you don't have to say ours. I won't be offended. Like truly, I want your honest answer.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That is a good question.
Brad and kids and Chris not involved.
Right. Okay. I mean, I have to say that I don't love a group chat. So I do have some. But I think, right, it's like sometimes there are like 2 couples on a group chat because, you know, like our couple friends or something like that. The best chat is our chat though, Sarah.
Are you just saying that?
No,
the busy bee,
I would never get rid of that chat. I will say though that once Erin admits me to that chat, it might be my favorite.
I don't think so.
I mean, talking about organic cotton underwear you need to be buying, is like there anything better?
I have so many resources for that.
Oh,
no, you guys, our group chat has.
Wait, what are your pinned chats, Gwyneth? Pull up your phone. What are your pinned chats?
What does that mean? What's
the ones in the circles at the top?
I don't get it. What do you mean?
You don't have any chats pinned, like you know, at the top you have the circles.
No, I don't.
No, it's like her kids. It's her kids.
Oh yeah, those are circles at the top. So what are your 9 circles?
It's Brad, Apple, Moses, Jake, my brother, Chris, my first husband, Terry Abbott, my security, and Kevin Keating. No chats.
No, those are those are okay. Those are people. Those are the 9 most frequent people
but
you speak to.
It's not a group chat. It's like
what says a lot about you? You have the same people working for you that you've had for like 1,000 years. It actually says you don't rotate people. I mean,
they know too much.
Kevin has been your right-hand man for
either stay forever or die.
That's right. Erin's got it. It's mafia style. No, I do love a long relationship. I'm like that with my friends too. I don't know. It's like you invest in somebody and
you're not afraid to kick someone to the curb though. You're not afraid. You're at a point.
So much. Thank you so much. Sorry, I just have to show you. My nanny just brought me a plate of cucumbers, sweet potato, yellow pepper, zucchini, and sourdough toast.
So nice.
Okay, Gwyneth, I have a question for you. What would you do if you had complete anonymity and no celebrity status? I don't know if that means like for the day or for like a life. I don't know.
I mean, it's so interesting. Like I weirdly have been famous for so long. Imagine I became famous when I was like 22 years old and I'm 52. So I've lived more of my life as a famous person than as an anonymous person.
That's so interesting. But do you think when you walk into a restaurant, are you like, everybody here knows who I am? Like, do you think about it? Do you see people look at you, or is it just sort of so ingrained in your life you don't really think about it? Like, if you're standing at a counter of a coffee shop and someone's like, oh, pass me the almond milk. And then you're like, oh, that's a cute thing. Where'd you get that? Are you thinking like, oh, they're having a conversation with Gwyneth Paltrow? And they know that.
I don't think about that. I mean, I would love to I would love to be in really crowded spaces like, museums or the streets of Florence or, things like that. And just not have anybody recognize me and observe people. And
well, like in COVID, did you start wearing masks and feel like a little anonymity?
For some reason, people still recognize me with my mask on.
That's annoying.
Yeah, but you don't live your life. I don't think you're not the kind of celebrity who's like, oh, I just want to live. Like, you just live your fucking life. Like,
I do.
Yeah. You're not someone who's like, oh, I need to go in the back door. And you're just like, no. And I don't think you've ever been like that.
I haven't. My dad would kick the shit out of me if I behave that way.
No, you're like a very grounded.
But what does that mean? Like, you're more comfortable in your own skin being the center of attention in a room? Like, it's more like, doesn't feel as exposing to you and like scary, or you have like less social anxiety, or you've just sort of more acceptance?
It's like an axiom in my life. It's just a truth. It's just a given, like for so many years. Like I don't even contemplate it. I don't even like, I have no memory of what it's like to not be famous pretty much,
So you don't have like anxiety leaving the house because of it. Like none of that stuff happens to you.
No, no. I mean, there were certain times I remember like when, there was a certain chapter in culture when paparazzi was really gnarly. And like, I would leave my mom and dad's house in LA, or then my mom's house in LA after my dad died. And I would get in my car and turn it on, and I would hear 8, 10, 12 SUVs turn their engines on.
Oh my God.
And then it was really scary. And they used to drive really recklessly. And, whenever I came to visit LA, that was really gnarly. But luckily that doesn't happen anymore, probably because I'm old and nobody cares.
I mean, who would not be terrified?
No, that's not why. It's not why because of social media. It's because we used to be insatiable. We could only see celebrities every Thursday when Us Weekly would come out, or what I'm saying? That was the only way we could ever see how a celebrity was living their life. Now, I mean, what do you mean? Like the biggest celebrities in the world are showing us their skincare routine.
By the way, I love when you do an AMA. I think you're the only person who doesn't do cringe AMAs, you including,
really?
Sarah. Okay, I have a question for you. When you're having a bad day, what do you do to turn it around and feel better? Like when you're just in a mood.
I take a walk. I know that's really simple, but honestly, like to get out of the house and breathe and get some sunshine and move my body. Like I think I discovered pretty early on in my life when I started doing yoga in my early 20s, like that movement is really important for me to process out stuff. And I think that's probably true for everybody, but now, like, I just walk. Like, now that we moved up here to Santa Barbara, Brad and I, probably like three days a week at the end of our workday, we'll just go have a walk on the beach.
So nice.
Yeah. I love being in nature. I don't know. It resets me and it gives me perspective. I think like if I'm having a bad day, it means I've lost perspective, right? It's like, so
that's a good way to look at it.
Nothing sets me right more than being in nature.
Do you feel totally confident in this? It's like a big decision. You sold this gorgeous house that was just like the epicenter of so much happiness and love and coming together and parties and all these things. Mm-hmm. You moved. It's something you've talked about for a long time, obviously, and you're so happy where you are. But do you have any moments where you're like, God, did I make the right decision? I kind of miss blah, 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 or how's it going?
Yeah. Thanks for asking. I mean, I couldn't stay in that house with no kids living there. Like it was just too sad and empty and lonely. And Brad felt the same way. And it was our dream to move up here once the kids went to college. And then, we just sort of, we pulled the trigger, and it's been really interesting, right? To sort of reorient and move to a new city and try to find like the smoothie place and the dry cleaners. You know what I mean? It's like really starting from scratch, which is interesting. I mean, luckily it's only an hour and a half away from LA. And so I can come down very easily, but the epicenter of my life now is up here.
Crazy.
I do miss, like I miss our dinners, like that kind of thing is hard, even though you cancel all the time.
No, it's crazy. She literally, like a couple weeks ago, she was like, "What the fuck is going on with you?" She's like, "You're so shady." Like, it's weird. Like you cancel
cancel at the last minute every time.
It's like, but here's the thing, Gwyneth. She never planned on coming at all.
Really?
True.
It's never planned on coming. She knew the whole time.
That's what I was wondering, Erin. I literally was like, "Is that what's happening here?"
She never planned to come.
That's not true.
It is true. It is
heartbreaking.
That's not
totally
true.
Heartbreaking.
No, hold on. I want to know, do you have friends there? Like do you have like a girl group up there? You do?
I have, well, so Cameron lives up here, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And I have a new friend up here named Eva, who's amazing.
Who is Eva? What the hell?
She's so cool. She and her husband used to live in Silicon Valley, and they came down to Santa Barbara, and they're awesome. They have such a beautiful family. They're awesome. There are some really amazing women who live up here. I'm not sure like it's coalesced into a group yet. Like Cheryl's up here, Cheryl Lowe, who's like my sister from forever. And you've got Zoe Saldana up here, who's the nicest person in the world.
She's so nice.
And my friend Jennifer Freed lives up here. So
are you friends with Lydia? Lydia's up there a lot now, right?
Lydia comes on the weekends, so that's incredible.
She's on the non-toxic mom chat.
Oh, you see? Okay, good.
You'll know a couple girls. Also,
I'm already getting territorial. I'm like, who's Eva? See, I'm already like, who's this new
Sarah,
friend?
Eva shows up to dinner plans. This is the difference.
But I don't have a group yet. Like it's not a group yet. You know me, I go slow and hopefully there will be a group. Nicole comes up on some weekends too. So that's great. So there's a couple like weekend crew that we all get together.
Gwyneth is very personable. She makes everyone feel great, but you're not just going to become her best friend overnight. That's not how she rolls. It takes a while. I mean, you're not just, I love when certain people are like, "Oh, I'm really good friends with Gwyneth." I'm like, no, you're not. You might think you are. You don't know what's going on in her life. Trust me. She's not telling you what's happening.
Okay, I have a question. Because we were talking about Goop earlier and I had a question, but we skipped past it. When Goop first came out, there was backlash, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was like, everything's so expensive and this isn't relatable and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel? And how did you respond to it?
So when Goop started, we didn't make anything yet and we didn't sell anything yet. And I was recommending products or trips or hotels. And yes, that is and was a fair criticism, right? Like, but I think there's an authenticity also. And by the way, there also were things like across a price range. But I think fundamentally, we are, a more aspirational price point, I would say, right? We're not luxury. We're not designer. But when we started to make our own things, it's something that I thought about a lot. And again, kind of going back to what we talked about, I want the best possible quality. And I'm not going to
pay for that.
I'm not going to sacrifice like shitty raw materials in something. Like Goop has the cleanest standard. So if you go on the Goop, on our Goop Beauty, like we have such a rigorous process that people have to go through. And on the multi-brand side, in order to get their products on, and everything that we make is much cleaner than by any other standard. I take that really seriously. Products that are drugstore prices, unfortunately, in this country, and I would love to change this at some point, like they're full of microplastics and fillers and chemicals and things that, we don't really want to be putting on our skin, which is transdermally absorbed. And I think that the thing that's really unfair is that the things that are at the most approachable price points are allowed to be filled with things that aren't good for us or disrupt our endocrine systems.
Agree more. I think I was more curious about like how you absorb,
the negative stuff.
Yeah, it's more like when you put something out in the world and you get negative feedback or criticism, are you like, do you get embarrassed and then go like, oh God, I should change this? Because it feels like you almost sort of doubled down and you were like, I'm going to continue exactly what I was doing before. And then the criticism like gets quiet and people start going like, oh, well, now this is the new standard of what I want. Like, did you have an instinct of like panicking and wanting to change Goop or shutting it down?
I think at the beginning, and there have been multiple times over the course of the 17 years since I founded Goop where I've gotten pushback or negative feedback around something, or, people thought something was crazy or whatever. And the truth is, now I know by pattern recognition, looking back, like we were pretty much right about all this stuff, and all the stuff that we used to talk about that freaked people out is now like on every corner and everybody's talking about. So yes, in the early days, I felt exposed. I felt vulnerable. I felt like I made a mistake. Like I felt misunderstood, all the things. But when I sat with it, I was like, no, like I'm in integrity here. This is authentic. Like this is what I believe, or this is the kind of quality that I want to provide, or whatever was the backlash was around. And so I kept going. I think you get in trouble when you're doing something from a place of pleasing, as opposed to saying, no, this is really what I think. These are my beliefs. Like that is integrity. When your beliefs, your words, and your actions are all aligned, that to me is the definition of integrity. And so I just stick to that. Come what may.
That's so interesting.
That's why you're so many people's kind of like North Star. Like we call her our like North Star in the chat, because you are so in your integrity in every single thing you do. What you put out into the world as a businesswoman is truly, it's how you live your life. It is truly how you live your life. And it's not like when you're setting out to do something, I don't believe that you're doing it to get a reaction or for it to go viral, but it's like consciously uncoupling, which I don't even want to fucking talk about because it's like we're all so sick of hearing about it. Like, what she's fired. No, but she doesn't she doesn't want to be the poster child for this thing that she was just.
I mean, listen, being the poster child for healthy divorce, I think
that's
pretty
true.
Okay, that's true.
I don't mind.
But I'm just
saying,
I
don't mind being a poster child for it. And I think like what I think was interesting was how upset it made people when it happened.
But why would it make anyone upset? Like the idea of being friends with your ex-husband and raising your kids together should be beautiful.
What I realized was, which I realized later, was that you could hear that as, oh shit, I did this wrong, or my parents did this wrong, So I
triggered people. It triggered everybody.
Yes, I think it was triggering, which
people wanted to be like, it's not that easy. You can't just be friends with your ex all the time, and
right? Because I think it's hard to hear that if there was a very painful situation in your life that you could have done something potentially to make it less difficult. That's a hard thing to look back and think. And so I think, and I have a lot of understanding for people who were triggered by it, and I get it. But at the same time, I don't regret it at all, because I cannot tell you guys how often people come up to me and say, thank you so much for creating this template. Like, I'm going on vacation with my ex and my new boyfriend. Like, we're all together. Like, it does work, and it is hard. Like, it is not easy, but I just sort of stuck to it. And I think we have a really beautiful, big blended family, and it is not perfect, but I actually don't mind being the poster child for that, because, if if I feel like I could have impacted one kid's experience because their parents are like, we can figure out a way to stay friends, and it was worth it.
Think about if statistically right now, what is it, like 50% of marriages end in divorce?
Yeah.
And you think about how many
50?
kids, how common it is to grow up with divorced parents. And if the standard is those two people hating each other, then what kind of generation of children are we raising? I mean, now that I'm a mom, I look at how much this small person absorbs around her. I see the way she like watches us interact with each other, and she's not even a year old yet. And it's like, we kiss in front of each other and I watch her eyes like light up, it's like
so sweet.
Thinking about raising that person in like a toxic environment, like kills me, it's like changes everything when you become a mom. So the idea that that was just the norm is so awful.
Yeah, it's hard. And I think, I think now people are sort of thinking about different ways of separating and doing it. And Chris and I lived together for like a year, when we were already separated. So, I do think that it's possible. I don't think that it's easy, but I think ultimately, like if you're saying you want to put your children first, then, find a way not to do the thing where you're cursing out the other one, behind their back, or dropping the kid at the end of the driveway. It means a lot in separation and divorce when, to your point, Erin, what you're talking about, what they're absorbing, like that if you're providing that, if you're like, hey, and you're changing kids and you're hugging and giving a kiss and, or having a coffee and all sitting together. And it's like, think about the child in that scenario and how it's much easier for the child. Like, even if for the adults, it's not totally intuitive.
It's human instinct, I think, and we talk about this on the pod a lot, to shit on that thing you wish you did differently, or to shit on that thing you wish you could do. It's human instinct when you are not an evolved person, when you're not someone who has done the work, to shit all over that thing that you go, fuck, I wish I was capable of doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I think even for the most evolved people, it still comes up. Like we're all human. Like we're all here to go through this process of like trying to evolve and trying to become better people. And we trip and fall all the time. And like that stuff is still triggering, I think, even when you're doing the work.
What advice do you have to women? I think a lot of, so many people that listen to this pod are kind of all ages. We weirdly, I think, have a more young audience, which, younger than us.
That's
but
awesome.
I think a lot of women are kind of making different choices in their 40s, in their late 30s, in their early 40s, and they're making a change. We now have people to look up to where we go, life is short. You need to be happy. You gotta make changes if you're not waking up every day feeling like you are living up to your potential, whatever it is. So
yeah.
What was that like in your 40s, pivoting and going, I'm going to start dating again? I mean, what was that? I mean, obviously it's different for you because, you're you. But.
Yeah, but that probably has pluses and minuses, right? It makes it like trickier, easier in some ways, and probably harder in a lot of ways too.
Yeah. For most of us, the ideal is you stay with the father of your children for the rest of your life, right? Like that, for a lot of us, that would have been the ideal scenario. If it's not, and it's not going to be that way, there's such an incredible second life. Like you are going to find an amazing second back half with someone. And like you will learn things about yourself that you wouldn't have learned in the first relationship. You will bring those lessons and that wisdom into the next thing, and you'll find incredible chemistry with someone. And so, even though on some level there's disappointment that no, you're not going to stay with the father for the rest of your life. Like once you sort of let go of that, and also, like divorce, breakup can sort of feel like a failure. It's like once I let go personally of all of that, and I opened myself up to what might happen, it was really fun. And I think dating in your 40s is fantastic because you know yourself so well. You're not going to compromise the way you do when you're 22 and you just like want a husband, you know? It's like you have your kids already, you know who you are, you have incredible deep relationships, and it's just going to be such a cool experience.
You didn't date that much though, from what I remember, did you? Like you met Brad
No.
pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, Brad and I had been friends for a long time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. When I went to go do Glee as a guest star, that's when I met him. And so we had been friends and like maintained contact and he's just such a great guy. And I don't know, there was
He has such a good body. Oh my God. Whenever I come over, I'm like, why is your shirt on? Why are you? He's like, cause it's winter. I'm like, where's your tank top?
He does have a good body.
Oh, that's amazing.
He does. I didn't do a ton of dating, but I didn't need to.
Everyone wanted to date you. I remember it was like, you were like the go-to. It was like, oh my God. Who's Gwyneth going to go out with? By the way, this is my nipple cover. Did you know that nipple covers are the number one selling thing on Amazon? Someone asked me that recently. They were like, what's the number one selling thing on Amazon? I was like, I don't know.
Goop nipple covers.
I was like, toilet paper? You guys,
you should
nipple
do
covers.
favorite daughter nipple covers.
Yeah, we do, but they're $25, so nobody wants those.
Oh.
But they're good.
Are they better? I'm going to buy them. Are they better than regular ones?
They're pretty good. I'm obsessed with G Label, by the way. I'm obsessed with it. And it goes back to
Sarah. That's our competition.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a higher price point and it's wool and cashmere. It goes back
really
to
nice.
all the things she was talking about. Everything she does is sort of through that same lens. Like you only use, I mean, I think you use, some polyester, but like it's wool and cashmere. That's what G Label is.
Cotton. It's cotton. It's natural fabrics.
Natural fabrics.
That's the dream, Gwyneth. That is the dream.
And they're made in Italy. And, it's really interesting. Like, yes, it is a higher price point, but I will tell you that because it's a direct to consumer model, like we're able to offer it at a much better price. Like a lot of these, like, for example, the clothes that we make, our factories in Italy make Alaya, YSL, like all these super expensive brands who like 4X or 6X.
I can't believe you make it all in Italy and it's all natural fibers.
No, G Label's my luxury sweater. Like when I'm gonna splurge on a sweater, it's G Label.
That's so nice. Thank you.
I mean, the
so
puffy
much.
shoulder cardigan. It's like the chicest, and we all wanted to look like you in court. I mean, Gwyneth in court.
Oh my God, Gwyneth
in court is literally like
it was such an amazing thing to watch.
She's who I want to be. Gwyneth in court is who I want to be.
God.
Well, the best part of it really was just how the internal eye roll the whole time at the fact that you were there at all. The whole thing felt so honestly funny because it was so ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. And I have to say, like, the idea that somebody could ski into your back and knock you down and then sue you, I was like, this is everything that's wrong with our legal system.
Literally.
And that's why I felt like I had to fight it. I was like, I'm not going to be shaken down here.
No.
Like, I'm not doing that.
No, I respect
all those court looks. All the silver lining was the court looks. It was everything. We would come into meetings going, okay, we need to make this outfit. We need to make this outfit.
But just you, like, whenever they would ask you a question, you're like, No, actually, I was stationary. Yeah, I remember it being that way because it was so stupid. All right, we are talking about Jolie's filtered shower head. Okay. So we're obsessed with clean water, right? We all know that, it's important to filter the water that you drink, but we don't think about the water that we shower in. Do you know how important it is? Clean water is literally the first step to an effective beauty skincare routine, Sarah Foster. And it's a step that everybody overlooks, myself included, until I got one of these. It changes your hair, your skin, and I mean, your skin is covering your entire body. So you feel the difference.
Yeah, I would say the water that's washing your hair, that's washing your skin as you wash your face in the shower, it's just as important as all the other beauty treatments that we talk about. It's a crucial step in the whole process. My entire house is filtered, by the way. I'm completely crazy about it.
But it removes chlorine, it removes heavy metals. This water, it's getting absorbed into your skin. It's getting absorbed, obviously, into your hair. It's in your mouth. It's important to have the water that you're bathing in be as clean as the water you're drinking. It makes total sense.
Yeah, it's also really easy to install. It's very easy. It's like a shower head. You just replace your shower head.
They're also really pretty.
Yeah, 40% of people that use this say that it reduces hair frizziness. It's lab tested to reduce hair frizziness by 40%. Lab tested to maintain your color retention. Lab tested to protect the hair's surface layer. Clinically proven to reduce hair shedding in 81% of people. That's a pretty good stat.
No, it's very impressive. It also still gives strong water pressure, so it doesn't like slow it down or anything. And it fits all showers because the plumbing pipe size is universal. So you got to get one of these. So Jolie will give you your best skin and hair guaranteed. Head to jolieskinco.com/Foster to try it out for yourself with free shipping. And if you don't like it, you can return your Jolie for a full refund within 60 days, no questions asked. That is jolieskinco.com/Foster to try it out for yourself with free shipping.
It's time for Foria. You know I love to talk about Foria. I don't understand why.
Turn the lights down, Sarah.
They're down, as you can see. Here's what I don't understand. How have all of you not bought it yet? I mean, maybe you have. I don't know. Every single person listening to this should, well, please give us the download first. Make sure we have the download and then go buy Foria. What are you putting down there if you're not putting Foria?
It's a great like anniversary gift or birthday gift. It's like a little, hint to your partner thinking,
Wait, is it a good Mother's Day gift? Should like
no. Oh, wait, sorry. For your partner? Yes.
Well,
I thought you meant like for your mom. You said a Mother's Day gift.
How much would you pay me to give mom Foria for Mother's Day? Just to see her reaction.
Oh my God.
She deserves Foria too. Everybody deserves it. I mean, I don't understand why. I just, guys.
Okay, so let me talk about what is going on. Okay. So Foria, they are a sexual wellness company and their products are clean. They use CBD. They use organic botanicals. So everything that you are putting inside of you, on you, around you, wherever you're putting it, it is all there to naturally enhance sexual pleasure, give you bigger, better orgasms, but it's all doing it in a very clean, natural way. And so we support that.
In my past, I would have reactions to things, to things around there. This Foria stuff, you're not going to get a reaction. I mean, it's the cleanest stuff you can use. Also, here's some just stats because I love to give stats. 92% of people that used Foria felt more aroused. 92% of people.
That's a high percentage.
That used Foria reached orgasms. I mean, hello, just buy it.
Yes, you have our permission to try this or gift it to someone. We fully endorse you to go ahead, treat yourself or your partner, experience your juiciest, deepest sensual experience with a bottle of Foria. Foria is offering a special deal for our listeners. You're going to get 20% off your first order by visiting foriawellness.com/Foster or use the code Foster at checkout. That's FORIA wellness.com/Foster for 20% off your first order. We recommend trying the Awaken or the Pleasure Set with all three of their best sellers. You're welcome.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
We love therapy. We love encouraging people to talk it out. BetterHelp is so amazing because they are making it easier to get a therapist and do therapy sessions. It is literally all online. It is built for people who have hectic schedules, who need to do therapy on the go. You can do it on your phone, in the car. If you want to change therapists, it is free. They make it easy for you because it's all about chemistry. You're allowed to say like, not for me.
If you're feeling, I would say, like, I don't know, therapy is a big investment. It's expensive. True. But the state of your mind is more important than I would say anything else. If your mind is not right, if you are not feeling good about the state of your relationships, the state of where you are in your own life, then nothing else matters. Yep. I believe there's not one person that would not benefit from therapy.
For sure. I mean, therapy should feel accessible. It shouldn't be a luxury. And so with online therapy, it's like you're getting quality care. You're getting a price that makes sense. They can help you from anything from anxiety to just everyday stress. If you're a new mom, a parent, anything you're going through.
By the way, I do therapy online. That's how I do it. At first, I was like, I don't know. It's 1,000 times better than in person. It's 1,000 times. I will never in my life go back to in person.
No, it'd be weird in person now.
No, it'd be so weird. It would be so weird. I much prefer online.
So your well-being is worth it. Visit betterhelp.com/foster today to get 10% off your first month. That is betterhelp, HELP.com/foster. Gwyneth, what's a rumor that you've heard about yourself that isn't true?
Oh my gosh.
Like a million.
So many. I mean,
I'm more interested in which one was true.
yeah. I mean, I heard a rumor the other day, or I saw on Instagram, was like that I'm the most arrogant person in Hollywood. I don't think that's true.
I definitely do not think that's true.
Not even close. By the way, you like go on red carpets with like no makeup on. You're like, you don't even like, it's crazy. I mean, you were
That's
literally, we'll take photos and we'll all be obsessing. Like, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. And she's like, I don't give a shit. Post whatever you want.
It's always interesting to see the person in a group photo that's like, I don't care.
No, it'll be like a bad
Kelly
picture of her.
Sawyer. Kelly Sawyer does not care what a photo of her looks like. She's always like, I don't really care.
No, but
I'll be
it'll
like,
literally
Kelly,
be
that's not a good photo of you. She's like, don't care.
No, out of all of our group, she's the only one that actually should care because anyone's only going to be looking at her. I'm like, Gwyneth, are you sure this is like a terrible picture of you? She's like, I don't care. Post it. Like, she doesn't care. It's crazy.
Meanwhile, Sara goes like this. Sara immediately goes, zooms in on herself and goes, are you insane? Are you insane? My ears? No.
Yeah.
You must hate
And I'm
me,
like,
Erin.
if you don't triple filter that, I will never fucking speak to you again. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work to do. Wait, what rumor about
when
you
are you
going to
do it?
I want to know what rumor about you is true.
What are the rumors about me?
Oh, wait,
And then
what's the
I'll
latest
tell
one?
you.
The latest one is that you and Meghan Markle hate each other, which, by the way,
You
talk
agree?
about a social media winning moment. The way that you were like, I don't know, do we think this is true? And then
Really
you
funny.
pan over and it's her eating like bonbons in your kitchen. I can't. So good.
You know what I won't be at this point in my life? Like, I won't be a pawn in some drummed up, triangulation of women feud in order for your fucking clickbait. Leave us out of it. Leave us out of it. Like, don't do that. I will not stand for that. And again, going back, like, I wish Meghan nothing but the best. Like, it's so great what she's doing. I'm proud of her. Every woman deserves to go into anything that they want to do. Yeah. Like, people need to just check.
We don't know her at all. We've never met her.
She lives in Montecito, so I've seen her. I've hung out with her a few times. She seems really lovely. I don't know her super well, but she seems really, really lovely.
By the way, you're the kind of person that would be like, hey, I have a great supplier who can do this. Oh, do you need this? I'll do this. Like, that's actually what you would do. You are the kind of person that will give advice to anybody. If I said,
hold on, I found there's an internet rumor about Gwyneth Paltrow that she was diagnosed with osteopenia.
This is true.
Okay, here's a real one.
That's a rumor. And what is osteopenia?
Osteopenia is
the life expectancy of a person with osteopenia. It itself doesn't directly affect life expectancy, so that's good for you, but it can increase the risk of fractures, which can impact your life expectancy.
When your bones thin a little bit. So it's not osteoporosis, but it's like the first step. And I've had it for a long time, like since I was in my 30s. So that's why you have to do weightlifting and eat lots of protein and stuff, is to counteract the osteopenia.
Well, I have seen you in a bra and underwear, and that body does not look like osteopenia. It doesn't. I'm serious. It's like, it's crazy the way that, like, after like 35, your skin kind of starts detaching a little bit from like 100%. Her skin is like attached. It gets weird.
True. You've been seeing it lately. It all went downhill.
Skin attached is the dream.
Okay, I want to know. Yeah, these are our new conversations. Like, how do you just get your skin? How do you keep it attached?
To reattach to the bone.
Yeah. Okay, I want to know, what was your like sliding doors moment that you're happy it happened? You know what I mean? Like, you could have gone one way, but you went this way.
There's a way that was asked in the questions was a little bit more,
I think I phrased that non-elegantly.
Is there a sliding doors moment of your life where you think you're thankful that you made that train?
I know what you'll say.
What?
Well, I feel like you would say, Chris, because you got Apple and Moses, and you could have stayed in this other relationship. I don't know. That's right. I was thinking you would go with it.
That's true.
Could have stayed with that, Pop or Brad Pitt.
My kids are My kids are everything to me, as all of our kids are. So probably whatever led me to having those particular kids, you're probably right.
Okay, then what would the second train be?
I think saying yes to doing Glee, because I never would have done that. I'd never done. I was like not really working. I had never done a TV show, even though I grew up doing TV because of my dad. I mean, not doing TV, like being, I had never really done a TV show. So I didn't know about doing it. Like it seemed intimidating, like how
especially Glee, you're like singing and dancing.
Right. And so I almost didn't do it. My brother talked me into it. And so that was a real sliding doors moment there as well.
I remember thinking it was so crazy, not crazy or weird, but I remember, no, because this was a time when movie stars were not doing TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like this was just,
exactly.
It was like shocking. It was like when Brad Pitt did Friends. It was just like, whoa, like, this is, and
you're really trying to wedge Brad Pitt into the conversation a couple times now, Sarah. Is there a question you want to ask?
Actually, no. Actually, not interesting to me. I'm way more interested in like
skin reattaching to the bone.
Yeah. Skin being attached to the bone and muscle is so much more interesting.
I get it. Okay, what is there like a movie you're most proud of, or like what you're most proud of in your career?
Wow. I don't know if I could say the most, but like I have a bunch of movies that I'm so thrilled that I'm in, like The Royal Tenenbaums and The Talented Mr. Ripley, Shakespeare in Love.
Anything that becomes a frequent Halloween costume, you know that you've like become ingrained in the zeitgeist.
One time Brad and I dressed up as me in Seven and him as the serial killer. So he came to the party in the orange jumpsuit and handcuffs, and I just had a box around my head.
By the way, is Brad Pitt or Brad Falchuk?
Sorry, Brad Falchuk.
Is it inconvenient that you've married two Brads?
I didn't marry the first Brad. I was just engaged to the first Brad.
But sometimes it's be a little inconvenient. They have the same name.
Sometimes people get confused.
Right. Okay, I want to know, since you are always sort of ahead of the curve when it comes to trends, like beauty trends, right? You were talking about peptides and, all these things. I mean, I feel like you were talking about vitamin C before anyone was talking about vitamin C. What do you think the next big trend is? What's the trend that we don't know about yet, or that, because
And Sarah's hoping you're going to say creatine, because that's like her kick right now.
Well, creatine is really good. Creatine is great. But I would say, I think stem cells, exosomes and stem cells are going to kind of be the next
topical
frontier. Well, I think topical. And I think there will also be new delivery systems coming that will help collagen produce well.
Do you believe in taking collagen, ingesting collagen?
I think it's great. Yeah, taking collagen's good as long as it's from a good source.
I do too. This whole, it's like controversial, like, we metabolize it, if you just like pee it out. I don't think so. I notice a difference when I'm drinking collagen.
Yeah. I always put some collagen in my smoothie because it's not going to hurt you, No,
okay. But so when you talk about exosomes, do you mean, because you can inject exosomes right into your face?
Yes.
Or are you talking about?
You can. And you can also, you can take exosomes in an IV. There are a lot of ways. There are a lot of delivery mechanisms. Yeah.
Is that legal? Can you do that now?
Yes, you can do that now. You can.
Okay. Can you give us, I know we're winding down.
Sad.
I know, Erin, why are you always like, she does this with people? It's so annoying.
No, I don't want to hold her hostage any longer.
She's in Montecito. She's fine.
Okay, great. The question was going to be, what is like a day in the life? Like, what is like the routine when you wake up?
The routine when I wake up is...
And include like where your phone is.
Okay. Phone, unfortunately, is by the bed, which
great. That makes me feel better because that's where mine is too.
But I have kids who like drive and live in other states. And so I need to put the phone by my bed. I used to leave it in my office, but since they've gone to college, it's by the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they had sleepovers, I had it by the bed too. So I know you're not supposed to do that, but I do that.
Right.
Then I wake up, I take off my mouth tape, my
Mouth
earplugs,
tape.
Your mouth taping? Oh my
Beyond.
God.
I've
I
done
got to
it for
call you later
years.
about what?
Oh, yeah.
I think it looks like such bullshit.
It's not. I'll send you a bunch of research. It's so good. So good.
Mouth tape, earplugs, because does Brad snore?
I just am like sensitive to noise. So I sleep really deeply when I have earplugs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sensitive to light. So I wear an eye mask.
I wear an eye mask also. Yeah, great.
Then I go into the bathroom, scrape my tongue.
I just started doing that. I just started doing that. It's life-changing.
Life-changing. Tongue scrape, oil pulling. Do you do that?
Is that where you swish
This
coconut?
is a commitment. You really do it every day.
No, but you have to swish
Every
coconut
day.
for 30 minutes, don't you?
You don't have to do it for 30. You can do it, you can do it,
Tell me how long you do it for.
anything over 5 minutes is good.
What do you use? What kind of oil?
I use a brand called Kiko. And then
But
there's
it's coconut oil?
It's coconut oil.
Okay.
It's like an Ayurvedic detox.
Fuck.
I do it for like 30 seconds, but I do it before I go to bed, not in the morning.
You're supposed to do it in the morning, I think, to pull out the toxins
Okay.
that have accumulated overnight. Then, after I'm done with the oil, then I scrape my tongue again. Then I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I put on our peptide serum, which is like my non-negotiable moisturizer. Then I go to the kitchen. I drink a ton of water with lemon.
No salt?
No salt. Not first thing. I'll have like a hydration pack later. And then I have coffee with raw cream, heavy cream.
Whoa. Okay. Where are you getting your coffee from?
I get Phil's coffee. I love Phil's coffee. I get a dark roast bean from Phil's coffee.
Random.
Is that Montecito?
No, Phil's is like all over. Simon's actually weirdly an investor in Phil's.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
For a long time ago.
I'm totally obsessed with it. Then,
wait, question. Is Phil's organic?
It's not organic, I don't think, but it's interesting because Robert Downey Jr., who has a coffee line, he sort of taught me all about he thinks that like a lot of what's more important than organic is like small farmer, because I guess they don't really spray the coffee beans so much anyway. And it's more about the soil and more about the small batch.
Okay.
So maybe I should drink organic coffee. You know what is a really good organic coffee as well that I do like is Groundwork. Their dark roast is really nice.
I do Pete's. I do Pete's organic.
Kings Road. Pete's is so good.
Okay.
I've never tried. Like love strong coffee. I do Kings Road.
Okay. Oh, nice. So I'll try those. And then I'm not a big breakfast eater. I usually work out. I was saying this to Brad the other day, like if I had my way, I would eat a huge meal at 11 a.m. and a huge meal at 4 p.m. And that would be like it. That's when I'm hungry.
I'm kind of same.
Okay. So you work out on an empty stomach.
I do, because otherwise I feel nauseous.
Same.
And you work out at home and you're doing like Tracy Anderson method?
I work out at home. I do Tracy Anderson method. And then I also do Legree Pilates for aforementioned osteopenia. So it's like a very heavy reformer.
And how many days a week are we doing this?
And I hike. So I work out probably 6 days a week, 5 to 6 days a week.
Okay.
But not like a crazy amount of time. I'll do like 50 minutes or an hour. I used to do a lot more when I was younger, but now I don't.
Okay. So we're working out most days.
Crazy. Working out most days. And then I get my sauna, my infrared sauna.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so infrared, not hot coal? Like I thought the research is saying like the old school coal saunas are better. Is that not true?
I think that if you can get your infrared up to in the range of like 175 degrees to 212 degrees, they say is really like, 20 minutes. That's a lot of the research is there. I can get my infrared up to 175.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really about heating up your body, right? It's
about heating up your body.
A lot of research about how much longevity it creates for you.
But now they're saying this whole cold plunge shit for women is actually not good. And I've never been a cold plunger at all.
So what they're actually saying is that you should not cold plunge within 6 hours after exercise, But if it's because it just impacts building muscle mass, but it is good for you away from workout.
Okay. And what about the hot to cold? Are we doing hot to cold, or you're just doing
I personally love the hot to cold, like that sort of Korean style detox situation. I love that. I love to go back and forth. Like sometimes on a weekend, like I'll just go back and forth.
So you build into your schedule. You're a busy woman, you've got a lot going on, a lot of businesses, and you build in a morning routine that allows for all of these things on a 6-day basis. Like, are you starting at 6 a.m.?
I start early.
You wake up at what time?
So like
7?
I would say about 6 I wake up, 6:30.
Okay. So you're done with your whole routine by 9 a.m.
But it's important to tell you guys, she kicks people. She's not socializing at 11 p.m. on her sofa with a bottle of wine. I mean, sometimes she will, but she is very boundaried. I think that's a fair thing to say, right? Like it's a non-negotiable for you. I mean, you're still fun. You'll stay out if you need to, but it's a non-negotiable for you, your sleep, correct?
Yes. I go to sleep early. And
what time?
I don't want to tell you.
No, it's like pathetic. She's like, get out of my house at 8:30. I mean, it's like, it's really,
it's embarrassing.
Okay. So you're getting out of the sauna and then what?
And then I go back to work. Oh, I guess I also do so when I wake up and I'm having my coffee, I like burn through emails. It's like an hour of like really focused work time for me before I work out. Then I work out. If I have time, I do my sauna. And then like I'm back at my desk by, 9:30, 10 o'clock at the latest.
That's a beautiful routine. It really is. Like it really is. Like I really love that.
But she had to earn that, Erin. Like the kids are in college. So it's like she wasn't doing that when she's driving to school mornings. Like this is,
No, but I think about it like Sarah always makes fun of me and says that I'm like so like fancy and unrelatable in different ways, which is ironic because it's not really my personality. But in my late 30s and 40s, I really, really, really prioritize the kinds of things that we're talking about, which is like self-care, because I'm such a happier person when I have things like this in my life, whether it's like just a routine, it's a routine of like, even being able to like cook after a long day of work, which seems crazy that like I wouldn't just want to order in, but it makes me feel good to be able to like nourish myself with food that I know what it is and like make it. It feels good. It feels good to go to the gym in the morning. It feels good to like even have a manicure. I mean, I don't wear nail polish, but like even just doing things that make me feel like I'm taking care of myself while I'm working hard makes me feel like happier.
I don't make fun of you for that. What are you talking about? Like we all do those things.
You do. Make fun of me for it.
I think it's beautiful that we are. I feel it's shifting, right? It used to be like, oh my God, like frowned upon if women, working mothers ever took a minute for themselves or put themselves first. And now I think that's really changing. And I think it's the only way to sustain yourself in a family, right? Is to carve out some time to nourish yourself in some way.
Mm-hmm. I want to know what the most important quality is you look for when hiring someone. I think you have a lot of areas. You have your venture fund. You are the CEO of Goop. You have your podcast. You have your branding. I mean, you have like, you're such a multi-hyphenate. You're also starring in a movie with Timothée Chalamet, which is so weird to me.
I didn't even know that.
No, it's crazy. Yeah. I predict, and I said this to you like 10 years ago. I was like, okay, I get it. You're going to say you're overacting. And
did you retire and unretire?
I mean, I when I had my kids, so when I had Apple, I looked at her and I was like, I'm done. Like I'm never leaving the house again. And then, so I took a few, I mean, I was so lucky that I could afford to take a few years off, and I took like 3 years off completely, and I was home with her and then Moses. And then I never quite went back to it the same way. Mm-hmm. So I went from doing, starring in like every scene in a movie, 2 movies a year. One time I did 5 movies in 1 year. I was so burnt out.
That's like Nicole Kidman status.
It was too much for me. So I really, really pulled back, and I only have ever done kind of supporting roles since I had my kids. I've never went back to a
now
big
that we're seeing
role.
this more. Now we see movie stars, big celebrities who are more focused on what their brand can be, what the company they can be co-founder of, than what their next movie role is. And when you did it, it was very unpopular. People thought it was crazy. No one understood it. And now we're seeing everyone trying to emulate that.
Yeah, which is so cool. Like,
which is so cool.
I think it's hard to be an artist. You know, it's hard to be it's hard to be an actor in the sense that you're always kind of waiting for somebody else to say yes to you so that you can express your art, right? It's different if you're writing. You can sit down together and write a script, and it doesn't matter if you sell it or not, but you're creating something. You're like in that artistic zone.
You're in control of like the output.
Exactly. Like a musician can pick up a guitar and write a song. Like when you're an actor, what are you going to do? Like a monologue in your closet? Like it's so you have no way to do your thing. So I understand why so many actors want to create something and put something into the world that they are the author of, that they have autonomy over, that they can decide, you know, yes or no. I totally understand it. And I think for me, it's a totally intuitive thing that people want to do it.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the most important quality you look for when you are hiring someone in any lane that you are working in?
I mean, I think hiring is really hard. I'm going to tell you, like, it's an area where I am weak. I have not historically been a great hirer. I've gotten incredibly lucky sometimes and worked with the most amazing people. And then sometimes I've really whiffed it. And to the point where I really rely on the people around me that I trust, like my chief people officer / GC, some of the other people at my company who are better at this kind of thing. Like I have this amazing advisor who will interview people for me. And sometimes she'll be like, this person is awesome and they're brilliant and they're totally unqualified for this job. Like, what are you thinking? You know? So I would say it's not my superpower. I'm going to be really honest about that. And I really try to get, it's the area where I ask for the most help and input.
Okay.
What is your superpower? I know what I think it is, but I want to know what you think it is.
I know what I think it is.
Oh my God, I want to hear what you guys think it is.
I think your superpower is being unbothered.
That's true. Unfuck
good
with
superpower.
The ball is what
No, I was going to say something along those lines. Unfuck with the ball. Like truly.
Right. I think that is definitely an advantage. And it's, by the way, I've come by that honestly. Like I've had to work to get to that place. Like I was not born like that.
That's good for people to hear.
Yes.
But like, do you ever feel it creep up on you? Like, what would you say to people? Because most people are bothered, right? Most people like,
I'm very bothered.
Very bothered. Be in their bonnet easily, right? So do you have it creep up on you where you feel that like, oh, I'm feeling a little like tinge of being bitchy about this thing or being competitive or being jealous or being down on myself or whatever it is. And what like switches you back into, no, I don't actually care.
I think that when I notice myself, what I like to call being below the line, right? Like I think we all have the opportunity every day to behave above the line or we can take our eye off the ball and behave below the line. When we're above the line, we're in our better or best selves, right? We are coming from a place of love and understanding. We are forgiving. We are, when we're below the line, we're reactive, we're triggered, we're dragging old stuff into new units of time. So when I find myself going below the line, which happens, like if somebody triggers me or like, especially if someone is nasty, and I find myself going below the line, what I always, cause my thing is, you're right. I don't get jealous and I don't get competitive, but I can get like, fuck that person, like Sara knows that I can sort of like
vindictive.
No, she
not
is
vindictive.
So boundaried, this woman. If someone crosses her, but not in a like, oh, if you cross me, I'll cut you. It's not like that. She is just so boundaried. she is so clear as to what she wants in her life and what she doesn't. That's just
so
how
very
I
much
see you.
Like then that person, like cutting someone out because they've crossed that boundary, basically.
No problem.
Yeah, but I think that's healthy. What I'm talking about
Totally
is when I'm not healthy, and when I'm like if I get bitchy about something or someone, then I know that like I'll know that I'm below the line, and I'll sort of check myself and be like, what is this reaction about? Is it because I've had a bad day? I already feel bad about myself. Is it because they're saying something that I think is true somewhere in my body? And so like, let's explore that a little bit, right? Like, so I try to use it as like a learning opportunity for myself.
That's great. Okay, I have
Sara,
my last
you're
question.
also very boundaried, by the way. And like, Sara, I bet you're a great hirer because you have such good instincts about people, and you always know who the assholes are like 10 years before I figure it out.
I know. I said to her 10 years, I'm like, no, she's at the fucking worst. Like, she's the worst. And Gwyneth was like, what? No, I mean, you really do see the good in people way more than I do. That is for sure.
I appreciate that. I think that's a superpower, that you're able to see through bullshit in a way that I'm not able to.
No, I'm not fake. I'm not. I mean, I have a lot of really bad qualities, but I'm not fake. I'm not trying to be friends with anyone that's cool. I'm not. I get turned off really easily. Like someone can say something, it will turn me off so bad. There's no coming back for me. Like I can be around that person and pretend, but the door is shut. It's really hard for me to come around.
What's an example of that? I'm obviously with no names, but I would just love to hear, I would love to know more about that.
Like someone once said, it was actually at your house. Someone once said, I don't know if we can keep this, but someone made a comment about like, it just felt really phony to me. And it was very social climbery. After that comment, I was like,
no coming back. There's no coming back.
I don't know how I can ever look at you
right, because she's like, she just revealed her
it was just so, I mean, by the way, this is one example. This is like one example of like a million I could give you. It happened at your house. I remember just thinking like, that's weird.
Well, what's interesting about that is like, to me, that's so interesting. Like imagining your reaction and what turned you off about that was like an inauthenticity or I don't know. That's what's so interesting to me is like that somebody can do or say something and you're like, okay, you're not for me.
You're not for me. Like, this is just one example. I mean, if I really could think about it, I could give you more. But by the way, this isn't something necessarily to be proud of. I mean, I have such a short fuse and tolerance, which is why I don't have a lot of people in my life. I mean, I will go, as you know, Gwyneth, I will go weeks at a time without connecting with a girlfriend, or
I literally, sometimes I worry and I literally hunt you down because you go so internal.
Yeah. It's not like, I don't want to sit here like this is such a good thing. I mean, I think it's not necessarily a good thing, so yeah. I need to, I mean, there's so many things I need to work on, but I don't have, contrary to what people think, I don't have that many friends. You know what I mean? Like I could have a really fun party, but I don't have like that many friends. And I think people are always like, oh, please. People think of me as this like social butterfly. It's weird.
Well, I think you used to be really social and you really stopped being social in the last few years, wouldn't you say?
I don't know. This isn't about me. It's about Gwyneth.
I don't think you're that. I don't think you're that social at all.
Definitely not now.
No.
I think it's cool.
I feel like we did a good job.
I feel like you guys did a great job.
The thing about us is we want this to feel like you're on the sofa just having a conversation. Like we don't plan things. Like we ask the audience questions and we have questions, but that's just not this kind of pod.
I saw on your Instagram
that could be picked up by the media.
Oh my God, you're going to get the most crazy like questions.
Well, people are like,
no, we got good questions for you.
We got
really good questions.
Our producer told us that, and we've had some, like pretty cool people on this pod. And she said, we have never been submitted the amount of questions that you got.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
Really good questions for you. And by the way,
we didn't even ask a quarter of them.
The unbothered thing came from one of the questions, which is pretty cool to be thought of that way. It was like, how is she so unbothered? And I think that's like a great reputation to have, is being unbothered.
That's cool. I mean, cool. And it is a practice. Like it is a practice. Like I totally get triggered sometimes, but
Well, being unbothered is great when you deeply care for the things that matter. Being
Right.
unbothered alone is not a great thing, but it's when you can combine that with how deeply you care for the people in your life that matter.
Unbothered by
your work. Yeah.
The riffraff, the negative, the noise, which is
okay.
great.
I want to know for sort of my last
Sarah,
question.
just to be clear, it's 4 minutes past the deadline.
I understand.
It's fine. You can ask. Go ahead.
We got to wrap this up so this doesn't sound like such a shit show.
Okay.
You've okay. So in your life, you've mastered all these things, right? Like all these things. Is there anything? Okay. Well, it is. Just deal with it. It is. Is there anything that you are like, fuck, I really want to be good at this. I really want this to work. I really want this to be.
Yes.
Give us the real.
There are a couple things. First of all, I really want to learn Italian. That's one thing.
I feel like you know Italian.
Not very well, though. I want to really learn it. But you know, it's interesting. It's like being in a consumer, like having a consumer brand and weathering all of these storms. Like it's been crazy, you know, COVID and then like the Great Recession and this, like it's such a grind, you know, and luckily, like we do keep growing and we do keep refining the business and all the things, but like I am hoping that at some point, like it will not feel so difficult to always get to the next inflection point, you know? And maybe that's just a pipe dream and that's just having a business.
Like you want to be able to like coast a little bit?
No, you're all in on Goop and you want to turn Goop into a $5 billion business.
Doesn't have to be $5 billion business, but like I've put in a ton of work over a really long period of time. And it's just hard, you know, it's just like, I mean, the business is great. The brand is great. I think and especially I'm excited because this year we're going on a new website and we're doing a redesign and like a brand refresh and we're opening stores and like we're really leaning into growth, which is really fun.
Wait, are you opening restaurants?
We are opening Goop kitchens like crazy too. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
New York. People really want it in New York.
No.
I know. It's coming in January of 2026 into New York.
That's good. By the way, really hard to get organic food in New York. Yeah.
And Goop is organic. We have no seed oils. We have I mean, it's, you know, I really, really care about what's in the food, obviously.
I'm excited for you. I feel like Goop Kitchen could be like, why shouldn't it be the higher price point, healthier Chipotle? Why not? Why shouldn't Goop Kitchen be like the thing that is in every city and every block? Like, why not?
Okay. Do you know how many times when we're trying to figure out what to order for dinner at night, sometimes someone will look at me and be like, no Goop Kitchen. I already had it twice today. Because we order it so much. And he's like, I've had it for lunch the last 5 days in a row. Like, we can't also have it for dinner.
I want people listening to know that it is, and I'm not even just saying this, and I've said this to my followers. I think the Goop, Sarah, the pizza, it is the best pizza. It is the best pizza you can get in LA. And I'm not just saying this to you. I don't need to kiss your ass. We're already dear friends.
You do not kiss my ass. That's for damn sure.
It is, if I'm going to order any pizza in this town.
Wow.
It is the Goop pizza. It is the best pepperoni pizza.
With the ranch dressing. I get it.
It's crazy.
I'm so glad. And it's gluten-free and it's clean ingredients. So.
It's crazy.
Also, the pesto pasta is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are we not combining? Hold on though. I just need a last question. Why are we not combining? Why on Postmates is it multiple kitchens? Why can't we just
combining? Sometimes they combine it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's combined. It just depends. It just depends on like, because certain kitchens don't make all three concepts, but the kitchens that do, it's combined.
Mm-hmm. It depends.
Right, well, I would just like to say, I fucking love you, as you know. I think the Goop podcast, and by the way, she's not on this to like promote anything. She's literally doing us a solid being on this. But I would like to just say the G Label clothes, the Goop moisturizers, the Goop stores, the Goop kitchen food, your consumer brands, your pod, everything you do is just, it's like the North Star. It really is the North Star. And I'm so excited for when you can't think you could do even more in your life because you've done it all. Like, I think it's only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And
Sara, you're completely going against everything we decided to do here. You're just going against all of it.
I know, but I have to. She needs the flowers in the end because I want her to know like how much you mean to people and how like when people heard you were coming on, people were just like, oh my God, she's going to give us all the tips. People want to live this aesthetic, this life that you have created that is attainable for everybody. I would just like to say it actually is attainable for everybody. So I love you. I love you.
I love you so much.
You're the best. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh my God. My pleasure. I love you guys.